is the ultimate redefined for men.
Hello and welcome to Sports News. The waiting game has ended now, and participating schools in this year's edition of the Channel's National Kids Cup know their opponents. Well, at the draws of the National Kids Cup, which took place today in Lagos, 16 schools were drawn into 4 groups, and only the top 2 schools will advance to the quarter-final stage. It's a full house as officials from the Nigerian Football Federation, the Lagos State Football Association, pupils from the participating schools and their coaches all joined the Channels family to get the competition started. The chairman of the main organizing committee of the tournament, Mr. Steve Judo, sets the ball rolling.
Some of you guys are coming to Lagos for the first time and meeting each and every one here for the first time. So this is an avenue for you to get to know each other, form everlasting friendship, so that when you become a star tomorrow, which you will be with your education, because your education will continue, the friendship, the bonding will be forever. And you will build this country positively.
With that said, the first vice president of the Nigeria Football Federation reveals plans of the federation to make subsequent editions of the Channel's National Kids Cup even bigger.
We intend, God giving us strength and will, that these events will be much larger next year with our support. We need to get it to a point where it is a competition for every single state and the FCT in Nigeria. And make it one of the flagship under 13 events so that we can comb the entire country. The idea is that in 7 years' time, these kids would be on the verge of the Super Eagles.
A set of jerseys is unveiled to ensure the pupils are well kitted from the group phase all the way to the finals.
And he has number 11. Number 11, that's your jersey, close to AC Milan.
All 16 schools were drawn into 4 groups, labeled A to D. Only the top 2 schools will get a place in the quarterfinal. Indeed, the competition is getting more intense. And when next you see the kids, it will be on the field of play, ready for action. Well, the league management company, the LMC, has advised clubs against implementing pay cuts. LMC chairman Shehu Diko explained that clubs should seek creative and better ways of motivating players and coaches instead of issuing ultimatums, threats of sack, and deduction of salaries. He insisted that such actions are contrary to the regulations guiding players' contracts and wages. He said the management will work with the clubs to ensure employment contracts are obeyed within the league structure and employees' rights are well respected. FIFA presidential candidates Michael van Praag and Luis Figo have withdrawn from the May the 29th election. Van Praag said he is stepping down to support Prince Ali bin Al Hussein of Jordan. Also, former Portugal forward Figo pulled out hours after the Dutch FA chairman had withdrawn. With this withdrawal, it means that FIFA President Sepp Blatter now has just one rival. The election will be held at FIFA's annual Congress in Zurich, Switzerland. A double Formula One world champion Lewis Hamilton has explained the reason behind his decision to remain with the Mercedes team. Hamilton agreed a new 3-year contract that will keep him at Mercedes until the end of 2018 yesterday. He said the successes recorded so far prompted his decision. Well, the Briton, who won his first title with McLaren in 2008, has been backed by Mercedes since his teenage years, and all of his 36 Grand Prix wins have been with the German manufacturer's engines.
Well, I mean, I've been with Mercedes for a long, long time. They were part of getting me to Formula One when I signed. And what is it, 97, McLaren and Mercedes, they were hugely influential in guiding me to Formula 1. And I've only ever driven for Mercedes, so it was natural to want to continue with them. Plus, obviously, I joined this team. We had amazing success. Very, very happy with the package and the group of people that I have within this team, and you know, so it was kind of a very easy decision to make. And it's also great that the team wanted to continue working with me.
And in golf, world number one Rory McIlroy stole the show at the Europe Tour Awards, where he picked up both the European Tour's Golfer of the Year award and Players Player of the Year. Now, the 26-year-old won back-to-back titles in 2014 with the Open in the UK and the PGA Championship at Valhalla in the United States. He also played a key role in helping Europe retain the Ryder Cup against the United States at Glen Eagles in Scotland.
Expect to have a year like that, and the golf that I played and the way I was able just to keep going throughout that summer period, you know, proud of myself, and made me realize that that's what I can do and that's what I can achieve in golf. And I feel like I've kept that going into this year, and you know, try and keep it going this week and into the future.
And that's it in sports news. I'm Ayotunde Balogun. The news at 10 continues shortly.
This is the ultimate redefined for men.
On the foreign scene, President Nkurunziza of Burundi is committed to running for third term, and the protests against his bid continue. Street battles and gunfire erupted again in the Burundi capital as protesters against the president rejected his calls for calm in the East African nation, an ethnic tinderbox with a long history of civil war and genocide. Here's Cynthia Are with more details.
Well, thank you. Soldiers and police were said to have fired tear gas and warning shots in the air as they faced off against scores of young men throwing rocks and burning makeshift barricades in the roads. More than 20 people have been killed in almost a month of unrest, including a failed coup, and the struggle to stop President Nkurunziza seeking a third term risks reopening old wounds between Burundi's Hutu and Tutsi ethnic groups. Still on Burundi, indeed, the current president of Burundi insists that he has the right to run for a third term because the first didn't count. But the question is, at what cost? Humanitarian agencies are struggling to cope as tens of thousands of Burundian refugees stranded on Kagunga Island in Tanzania face worsening medical conditions. UNICEF revealed that conditions at Kagunga were tough and that a cholera outbreak had made conditions even more dire. Then Islamic State militants in Syria have entered the UNESCO World Heritage Site of Palmyra after seizing the town next to the ancient ruins. UNESCO says its destruction would be an enormous loss to humanity, but no damage has been reported there yet. Well, that's the foreign news wrap-up. It's back to you, Bimbo.
Thanks, Cynthia. And the main news again. A terrible attack by herdsmen has left several people dead in Riom local government area of Plateau State. The Ekiti State government has declared a dusk-to-dawn curfew in Ado-Ekiti to prevent clashes between transport workers and traders. The Inspector General of Police has ordered commanding officers to beef up security around key and vulnerable installations in their jurisdiction ahead of the May 29 inauguration. And Syrian troops have prevented civilians from leaving the ancient city of Palmyra as it fell to Islamic State militants. And that brings us to the end of the news at 10 tonight. Thank you very much for joining us. Do keep a date again tomorrow. I'm Bimbo Oluede. Have a good night.